was supposed to talk about generally DeFi today, but I'm going to talk about options, so especially how to price them. So just to give you a little bit of feedback about me, so I'm the CEO of Pragma. At Pragma, we're pricing assets in crypto, so we're providing prices of assets and instruments in DeFi. So anything from like short-tail assets, BTC, ETH, to volatility, this kind of stuff. So that's what we're doing. We're live on starknet, so over $300 million of value secured, and 100% of the DeFi on starknet is secured by Pragma. So that's about us. And so we've been doing some work around options, and especially how to price options in crypto, because as you know, options in crypto are really different from options in traditional markets. And so, yeah, I'm here to present you more about options. So everyone is familiar with options here, or yeah, pretty much. So options is just a right to buy or sell an asset at a strike price in the future. And so there's multiple types of options, so especially long. So you can be like you can buy calls, puts. The first one is about the right to buy an asset. A put is the right to sell an asset, and so you have an expiry, and you're able to buy or sell this asset at the expiry for the strike price. We're going to talk especially about European options. And so you can exercise the option only at the expiry. You can't exercise the option between like when you buy it and the expiry. So just a quick view around the landscape today about options. I know maybe lots of you are using perps rather than options, but it's a great tool to take leverage. And so today in DeFi we have mainly three different ways to buy and sell options. The first one is structured products, and so that's what Ribbon Finance was before. And so it's essentially a product, so you don't really have to know anything about options. You don't really care. You just ape into a vault, and they're doing the math behind. It's not really like the most efficient way to leverage options, because everyone is selling the option at the same time, and so you end up with problems with this. And so we have more advanced ways to buy and sell options today. We have AMMs and order books. The main limitations about order books are around scalability, and so most of like the things that you can use on chain, such as like Lyra, OP1 or others, is that the order book is off-chain, and so you still have to trust the protocol you're using. But that's, yeah, pretty much the landscape today. And so I'm going to introduce you to our work on how to price options in order to make the landscape much more efficient and finally enable options to be on-chain. So yeah, I'm just going to first talk about like the differences between crypto options and traditional finance options, so that you can understand why we need to price them in a different way. First thing, so that's like the daily volume in terms of options. So we need to have a really liquid future market if you want to be able to build options. So there's the main liquidity is around BTC and Ethereum for this kind of instruments. And so if we compare S&P, the S&P 500 with what we have today with BTC, we can see that we have a lot less of maturities in order to concentrate the liquidity on those few maturities. And so it's also a question of volatility, because we have much more volatility in crypto, so we can't really price options in 2 years from now, things that we can do in traditional markets. So as you can see, there's literally zero maturity for BTC in 2 years. And so we really have a different market for options in crypto. If we look into the log-forward moneyness. And so how people are using options, what we can see is that people are net long on crypto options. So if you look at like traditional markets, the log-forward moneyness is really biased to the left, which means that people are here to hedge positions and prevent themselves to be burnt in a downturn of the market. But in crypto, we have a totally different way of using options, which is more biased to the right. And so people are really taking position long on options in order to take the upside of the market. And so it means that we will have the liquidity is really different in crypto, and so that's a difference we have to account when we price those options. If we also look into the spread, and so how efficient it is to buy those options, we can see that there's like up to 50. So basically, the spread is up to 50 times bigger in crypto options rather than other TradFi instruments. And so it's really, really illiquid. Even if we concentrated everything in a few maturities, it's really illiquid, and we have really large spreads. And so we're going to talk after about what it means to price options with big spreads, but it's really really different from traditional markets. Okay, so now let's dive in. How do we price options? And so the main way to price European options is to use Black-Scholes. And so in Black-Scholes, you have many inputs that we all know. For instance, like the price, the strike price, the risk-free rate, everything is known. We have only one thing that we need to price in order to price the option, which is the volatility. And so our work, if you want to price an option, is really to price this volatility. And so how do we do this? Essentially, we take points in the market. And so you look at the different maturities in the market. You take the price, and then you draw. You should have a smile if you draw like every maturity for like the same instrument. And so how do we price it? Essentially, we are trying to put a curve that fits with all the points that we observed in the market. And so this means that we essentially define an error. We look at the points on the market. This is like the right part of the equation, and we try to interpolate and to parameterize a curve so that this curve will fit with the points that we observe in the market. And so that's basically how we price implied volatility in DeFi. So we define an error, we try to minimize it in order to have a curve, in order to have the implied volatility. Once we have the implied volatility, we're able to price the option through Black-Scholes. But the problem is, and as I said before, when I compared traditional markets with crypto markets, the problem is that the markets are really different, and so there's way less liquidity on the few strikes and on the few expiry and strike price that we have, and so if we look at like the error before. The parameter on the right, which is the price we observe on the market, should be like the efficient price. And so in traditional finance, what we do to estimate the efficient price is we take the mid price. So essentially you have a spread, and we take the mid price. But the spread is really small in TradFi. In crypto, it's really large, and so it's hard to find the efficient price for the option. So we can't really take the mid price. Otherwise, we have a bias. So as you can see, the mid price is like the green points on the curve, and the true implied volatility is the red points on the curve. And you can see in the wings, so when you're far out of the money or far in the money, we systematically underestimate and underprice the implied volatility, which means that the market is not really efficient. So we have to find we have to find another way to price this implied volatility, because the liquidity is not there and spreads are really too high to find the efficient price in crypto. So I'm going to go through this. So essentially, there's a huge contribution that was made by Kaiko in order to find the efficient price with large spreads. And so how do we do this is we introduce, so we're not taking the mid price, we're taking an anchor price, which is derivated from like the spread and from the liquidity available. And so this way we get better results are at estimating the efficient price for every strike, and then we can interpolate it. A second problem we have sometimes is also that there's literally no orders for really out of the money or far in the money options. And so we are forced sometimes to do data augmentation in order to simulate and have points, because sometimes we just don't have data on some expiries. So yeah, that's essentially the work we've been doing in order to price options. And so how do we bring this on-chain? Because it's also a hard question. And so we have a few protocols building on Starknet that are going to go live pretty soon, especially DOP, which is an option protocol, an option order book. So our way to provide the option price on-chain is that we take multiple data sources and we perform the computation using provable computation, so using Starks, so that we reduce the trust assumptions that you have when you consume data on-chain. So yeah, that's pretty much everything about the talk. If you're interested to learn more, feel free to jump on our website or read the docs, and happy to take some questions.